Hello friends, I am Avilas Naik from India. In this small video I am going to talk about my reflections on a live class by Dr. Phil Morris and Dr. Antonio Tovar. The live class was on connecting online to improve instructional learning. But in my small video I have renamed the reflection as connecting online to enhance teaching learning transactions. The presenters in this small presentation, as we can see here, the title of the presentation here, connecting online to improve instructional learning. In this small presentation they talk about the pragmatic aspects of using technology, using online platform to improve instructional strategies inside the classroom. First of all, they give importance to the idea that this online platform is very important for people to learn from each other because it helps the ideas they bounce off each other. That means everybody has an idea to share when they work in a collaborative environment. So that's how they started the discussion. The most important part of this presentation was it was on team teaching. Both Dr. Phil Morris and Dr. Antonio Tovar, they supplemented each other in a very nice manner. One started the discussion, Dr. Phil started the discussion, and Dr. Antonio went on supplementing his ideas from time to time, and they talked about the various aspects of online teaching and online learning. So while presenting this online concept, they cited the example of from the book Garrison, Anderson and Archer. In this citation, they talk about social presence, cognitive presence and teacher presence. These three essential components are required for any effective online collaboration and learning. Because unless there is social presence, that means if the learning is not socially relevant, it is not meaningful. And cognitive presence means the online learning or the collaboration, whatever takes place, it requires a knowledge base. Without any direction for knowledge, without any guidance for knowledge, it cannot be a successful one. The third one is teacher presence. The teacher has to be there as a facilitator to enhance and facilitate online collaboration and learning. So that is very much important. Not only that, they also cited the uses of collaborative learning, how collaborative learning is useful and why it is useful. They have cited the studies like the study of Moore, which shows that experiencing knowledge through collaboration increases learning and retention in students. So in a traditional classroom, Dr. Phil makes a very nice comparison between the traditional classroom and the online classroom, where the traditional classroom doesn't give much liberty to the learners, where the situation is completely formal, whereas in this kind of situation, it is a completely informal situation where the collaboration is always there and it enhances learning and retention of the learners. Not only that, learner interactions and collaboration provide opportunities for building an online learning community. This is also a very important point because this collaboration and interaction between the members in an online community, it helps them, it encourages them to build an online community. Dr. Phil was of the opinion that online communities, they happen across the boundaries of the world. They cross the boundaries, barriers of time and space, so it is possible for people to learn from any place, anywhere. Now they talk about how technology has been integrated into the instructional process. Technology can be integrated into the instructional process as for the views of Dr. Phil and Dr. Antonio are concerned. It can be considered integrated with each and every part of the instruction, as we shall see later, through different collaborative tools. So technology can be used for creating communities of learning. Because it facilitates the structure where students can learn and interact with and from their peers informally. It gives them a platform where there is informal learning opportunity for the learners. Technological tools influence the creation of communities, eliciting and sharing knowledge and experiences that would not be available in a traditional setting. In a traditional setting, the teacher is supposed to know everything, and there is no opportunity for the learners to learn anything from their peers and other sources. Technology tools can be used to increase individual effectiveness and the learner's competitive advantage. That's a very important point because it can also be suitable for learners of different levels. It increases the effectiveness of the individual learners and it also makes them competitive. Now they talked about the various collaborative tools which are available online, like video conferencing where two-way interaction is possible, co-browsing, screen sharing, mind mapping and diagramming, group communication, private social networking platforms, whiteboarding, collaborative writing, web conferencing, chat, document sharing, instant messaging, project management, team collaboration workspaces. These different kinds of tools could be used for synchronously and asynchronously as well. Not only that, they also talked about the different kinds of positive and negative aspects of each of these tools. Then the most important thing that they talk about here in this presentation is that the learning in this online environment is very safe because it is non-intimidating, unlike the traditional classrooms where the fear of the teacher, the fear of the pressure of the peers, all these things are there, but it is in a safe environment that the learners they keep learning. And another very important role of technology that the presenters they talked about in this in this presentation was the role of technology in filling the gaps. There are so many things that we come across in our everyday life, particularly in our academic areas, but there are so many things we miss also. We don't find them immediately in our environment, but the online resources which are available, like like Google, like VJIQ, like in other YouTube and other things which are available on the internet, they can be used for filling the gaps in information and build up our knowledge base. Another thing which is very important, many times it so happens that when the learners need a thing and the teachers don't provide it, it becomes meaningless. But in an online situation, what happens whenever the learners require something, they can go to the internet, they can look for it, and they can also use it, they find it. So they discover the knowledge when they really need it, not when the teacher needs it. So that's a completely different kind of situation that they talked about. And another thing which both Dr. Phil and Antonio, they unanimously agreed to this, that online learning helps the learners to make efficient use of their time. Because when the person goes to a library, particularly in the physical library, the person is required to wait for some time. When a person goes to a college, he or she is required to wait for some time to get the information from the teachers and the peers and the library, etc. But in an online community, there is opportunity for the learners to interact with their peers and the teachers, and they learn the things. So that is a very important aspect of using online platform for learning, which these presenters talked about. And another thing which they emphasized was collaborating in the teams. That's very important thing because generally, individually, many learners are successful, but when they learn in collaboration with people, that they become failures. So learning through collaboration also helps them learn the life skills in life. And the most important thing about online learning and teaching is the joy of sharing and caring. Because when we have a sense of achievement when through collaborative learning we are ready to share with people, and when we share with people we show them, we exhibit them that we really care for them. After that they gave a lot of time to the participants to respond and reflect upon the presentation. Not only that, during the presentation they interacted with the participants time and again and gave them the opportunity to give their views. Since I was also a presenter there, I got a lot of opportunity to listen to both the presenters and ask my questions. They also provided the references at the end of it. Now let me talk about what I learned from this presentation. Technology can be used at every level of teaching and learning in context appropriate ways, because technology is contextual. If the technology is not appropriate to a particular context, then it can be meaningless. Happiness is only real when it is shared. When we share the affordances of technology for enhancing instructional learning, we really exhibit that we care for others. The classroom situation in a traditional classroom is entirely different from that of an online classroom in terms of the choices as well as the challenges. Because as we have seen, traditional classrooms, they are afflicted with a lot of problems which we don't find in the online platforms. Technology is contextual, as the success of a particular technology depends upon the factors that control the context where it is scheduled to operate. Collaborative tools have a wide range of applications to make the online instruction useful and enjoyable to the varieties of learners, because these tools have inbuilt applications, many of the applications which can be useful for many different types of learners. I have these plans. After this listening to this presentation, I will explore the tools and techniques available with technology to use it for instructional purposes. I will plan to use technology in the design, development and delivery of online courses. So that will be my plan for after this presentation. Thank you very much.